Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Nurul Ambita Hasmi. So, let me start with a simple question. Have you ever felt so drained at work that even a full night's sleep couldn't fix it? If your answer is YES, yes, you may have experienced burnout. What is burnout? Burnout is more than just being tired. It's a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that builds up over time. And here's the scary part, it's becoming one of the biggest HR challenges worldwide. Especially after the COVID 19 pandemic, employees are expected to do more, deliver faster, and be available all the time. So today, our group is going to explore this issue, employee burnout and mental health. We will look at what causes it, how it affects both employees and organizations, and finally, what can be done to prevent it. So let's start with the next presenter. Thank you.
So, let's be honest, we've all had moments when work feels overwhelming. So, what exactly causes burnout? The first big culprit is work overload. Imagine juggling multiple projects with impossible deadlines. No matter how hard you work, it never feels enough. Second, poor work-life balance. Thanks to smartphone, work follows us everywhere. WhatsApp, email, messages, team call, even during dinner. And third, lack of recognition. Where employees give their best efforts but don't feel appreciated, it drains their motivation. In fact, global survey found that over 40% of employees experienced burnout symptoms last year. That's a 500,000 workforce.
So what happens when burnout strikes? For employees, the effects are very real. On the surface, you see stress, anxiety, and constant fatigue. It feels like no matter how much you rest, you're still exhausted to the next morning. Over time, this leads to lower productivity, frequent sick days, and even serious health issues. Some employees reach a point where they simply can't give their best anymore. A clear example was during the pandemic. Healthcare workers and IT staff worked day and night, and many experienced extreme burnout. This contributed to the Great Resignations, where millions of people worldwide quit their jobs because they couldn't cope anymore. But here is something interesting. Burnout has also started important conversations. Employees today are more open about mental health, and organizations are beginning to realize that looking after people is just as important as chasing profits. In short, burnout doesn't just affect how employee works, it affects how they live their daily life, both inside and outside the office.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Naim bin Zulashmi. Now let's flip the coin. How does burnout affect organization? The first is recruitment. Every time an employee leaves, the company has to spend on advertisement, sometimes even on recruitment agencies. And not to forget the hours of agents HR invest in screening and interviewing candidates. Second is onboarding costs. Hiring someone new doesn't mean they are productive on day one. Company need to invest in training program. Supervisors have to dedicate their time to guide them. And there are administrative and setup costs, like IT access and equipment. It usually takes a week or even a month before new employee achieve full productivity. And last one, we have hidden costs, which are often the most damaging. When someone leaves, existing staff forced to work extra hours to cover their gap, which can increase the stress and drop the team morale. Burnout doesn't just affect individuals, it lowers productivity and quality of work across the board. When employees are disengaged, they lose focus and motivation. This leads to slower task completion, more mistakes, and missed deadlines. Customers also notice the difference. Service feels less enthusiastic, less attentive. And over time, one disengaged employee can drag down the performance of the whole team. That's why burnout is such a serious threat to organizational success. Burnout doesn't just affect inside the company, it can damage its reputation too. Today, employees share their experience on platforms like Glassdoor and Indeed, and negative reviews travel fast. When that happens, employer branding suffers, making it harder to attract top talent. And it doesn't stop there. Customer and business partner may also question the company's culture.
Here's the good news. Burnout is not permanent, and organizations can absolutely do something about it. Firstly, they can introduce wellness programs like stress management workshops, counseling services, or even simple relaxation spaces at the office. Secondly, offer flexible working arrangements. Hybrid models give employees a chance to recharge, and studies shows it actually boosts productivity. Thirdly, never underestimate the power of recognition. A simple thank you or celebrating small wins can make employees feel valued. Finally, managers should be trained to recognize early signs of burnout. It is because prevention is always better than cure. To wrap up, employee burnout is one of the most serious HR issues today. But with the right strategies, organizations can turn this challenge into an opportunity to build healthier workplace and happier employees. Remember this, a healthy workforce is the strongest asset any organizations can have. Thank you.